Okay, so here's an example from chapter 7 in which we are asked to find a confidence interval for the population mean. And specifically, this is number 24 on homework assignment number 9 from 7.2. And so when you are finding a confidence level for a mean, there's a couple of possibilities. I've got StatCrunch here. If I go to stat, we don't want a proportion stat. We don't want a variance stat. We want either a Z or T stat. And again, the reminder is that a Z stat is used if you, for some reason, know or have an assumption for what the standard deviation of the population is, which in the real world usually doesn't happen, but some problems will give you that. And if you don't have any way to know the standard deviation of the population, then you do a T stat instead. So to choose between those two, we'd want to look at this problem and see if they tell us the standard deviation of the population. So it gave us the summary statistics for our sample, how many were in the sample, what the mean was from the sample. This is the standard deviation of the sample, but they don't there say the standard deviation of the population. So if I keep reading, construct a confidence interval estimate of the mean, use a 98% confidence level. Are these results very different from the confidence interval given here with only 14 sample values? So they never told us what sigma would be. They never told us the standard deviation of the population. And so for that reason, we would choose to do the T stats. We have one sample with a summary because they started by giving us the summary statistics. So that brings us this tool. And so we would fill in the sample mean, which was 30.7. And then the sample standard deviation was 6.9. And then the sample size was 172. So those I took directly from where they gave us the summary statistics for the sample that they took. So now we're constructing a confidence interval. So I select confidence interval and I choose the confidence level of 98% because that's what the problem says. So I'll change that to 98 and then let StatCrunch do the work for me. So then we get this box and here is the confidence level that they asked for. So I would choose the lower limit and they want this rounded to 1 decimal place. So it looks like I'm going to round the 4 up to a 5. And that gives me the lower value of my confidence interval and then the upper limit rounded to 1 place. I don't have to bump up the 9. Any questions about how I got that confidence interval?
No.
Are you satisfied by that?
Yeah, thank you.
Okay.